Good day. Welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. Police in Borno State have confirmed 17 people dead after 5 suicide bombers detonated explosives in the state capital of Maiduguri. Eyewitnesses had initially put the death toll at 8, with 30 others injured, but the police say more people died in that attack. 11 others were also injured in the attacks. Since it released 82 of the missing Chibok schoolgirls last month, the Boko Haram sect has stepped up attacks in the northeast part of the country. A record 65.6 million people are either refugees, asylum seekers, or internally displaced across the globe. United Nations, in a report released Monday, said the estimated figure for the end of 2016 is an increase of 300,000 from 2015. It's a smaller increase than 2014 till 2015, when the figure rose by about 5 million. But UN's High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, says it's still a disheartening failure of international diplomacy. Nigeria's Minister of Defense has sent out strong words to the Nigerian military against mutiny to the Nigerian government. Retired Brigadier General Mansur Dan Ali called for loyalty and obedience from all military officials. Just recently, reports of an imminent coup attempt raised dust across the country. In response to that, the government says it will deal with any attempt to sabotage Nigeria's democracy.
It is the duty of all officers and men to be absolutely loyal to the constituted authority at all times. Issues of discipline will be viewed seriously in order to maintain professionalism in our armed forces. I therefore charge you all to continue to support democracy by being loyal at all times to civil authorities. The federal government will continue to support the Nigerian Armed Forces in its quest to continue professionalism. Accordingly, we are acquiring necessary equipment required by the military to prosecute the war against insurgency in the Northeast. Some of these platforms are already awaiting final clearance from the Tinkan Island, and very soon they will be inserted in the Operation Lapia Dole. The procurement of new equipment, coupled with the good leadership, has boosted the morale of our troops, which has led to the numerous successes recorded in the fight against terrorism.
The Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the application for stay of proceedings filed by former National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Odisa Metu. The judge has now fixed Tuesday for continuation of Metu's trial, which has been on hold for about 6 months. Metu is facing trial on a 7-count charge of fraud brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. He is accused of receiving 400 million naira illegally from the office of the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, an accusation he has since denied. Nigeria's acting president Yemi Osinbajo says agitation for secession by groups in the southeast and the ultimatum given to Igbos to leave the north by northern groups are in violation of the country's constitution. He was speaking at a meeting with traditional rulers in Nigeria's southern region. His statement follows consultations with leaders of the north and southeast over increased tension in both regions. Last week, a northern youth group warned Igbos living in the north to vacate the region before October 1st. Osinbajo's words re-echoes a similar warning given by the Department of State Services. The secret police says it will go after those propagating hate speeches and spreading seeds of disunity in Nigeria. In a statement, spokesperson of the agency, Tony Opuyo, said the agency has watched with keen interest recent events where groups from the north, southeast and Niger Delta have made condemnable statements about the unity of Nigeria. It says it would arrest those behind such inciting comments as well as their sponsors. The federal government is set to release the first tranche of 350 billion naira to ministries, departments and agencies of the government for implementation of the 2017 budget. Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun disclosed this during a public presentation of the 2017 budget Monday in Abuja. She said the ministry was ready to make the release as soon as the budget is uploaded, adding a cash plan meeting would soon be held. More on our top stories now. Total number of graduate applicants in the NPower job recruitment scheme has passed 700,000 as of June 18th. The figure, which was confirmed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation, Afolabi Imokwede, exceeds the total number of both graduate and non-graduate applicants in the 2016 by 2,300 applicants. The opening of the portal is to allow Nigerians register for the National Social Investment Program, NSIP. That program is a federal government initiative aimed at reducing poverty and improving livelihoods of vulnerable groups of people, such as the unemployed youths, women and children. The applications for 2017 will last from June 14th through June 13th. A bill seeking to grant amnesty to those willing to return their loot from Nigeria's treasury has been introduced at the House of Representatives. The proposed legislation seeks to establish a voluntary taxable income recovery and amnesty scheme which stolen goods can be injected into the economy. Linus Okori, who is the sponsor of the bill, said once it is signed into law, treasury looters are expected to voluntarily declare stolen money before the Central Bank of Nigeria. Nigeria's electoral body INEC has issued certificate of registration to 5 new political parties. These political parties were registered earlier this month, bringing the total number of political parties in the country to 45. Chairman of the parties commended INEC for formally registering them in the party. The new political parties are the Young Progressive Party YPP, the Advanced People's Democratic Alliance APDA, New Generation Party of Nigeria NGP, the All Democratic Parties Movement ADPM, and the Action Democratic Party ADP.
The Commission will continue to strictly monitor the activities of all political parties and will not hesitate to apply sanctions against any violations of the law governing the terms and conditions of your registration. I wish to remind all political parties that the law also provides for deregistration of political parties. Closely apply this aspect of the law as the need arises.
Since 1960, Nigerians have been expecting this opportunity for us, because I remember in 1914 to 2004, that's about 100 years, that's about a century. And from 1960 to now, it's over half a century. And Nigeria is still talking about disintegration. People are still calling of succession here and there. That is because of failed leadership. And that is because they've refused to allow the young generation to take over leadership. Most of them, you are aware, that become leadership, that become president or leaders at very young age. Gowon was 32. Even Buhari himself was already 30-something when he was already a minister of transport, and several people, and they did well in their time. Their time have expired. You cannot live, you can't cheat nature. Okay, so we are saying, listen, we are saying it is time for the young blood to take over the leadership of this country.
Of course, the values we are bringing on table is that there's going to be a different thing altogether in the politics. And that's why you see our doors, the logo of our party is open door. It's not just for fancy. We are going to practice that. And the unity, service and accountability that we are preaching as our motto will be implemented.
We are bringing hope. We are bringing peace. We are bringing development. We want to make Nigeria great once again. We want to assure Nigerians that all is not lost, that what is happening today is an aberration. Given the natural endowment we have, given the human capital we have, given the sheer size of population we have in this country, given the experience that we have available in this country, we shouldn't have any business with hunger. We shouldn't be fighting ourselves. We shouldn't have kidnapping as the order of the day. We shouldn't have frustration on everybody's face. We shouldn't have people dying unnecessarily. So this is what we are bringing. We are opening up the space, the political space, for the youth, for the women who have the energy to really move this country forward to the next level. We are making sure that Nigeria is respected everywhere in the world.
And we are making sure that even if you are going to be a president, you go back to your ward, where you must be elected from your ward to the local government level, then you come to the state. That will let people go back to their root and be able to put developmental programs and projects.
Justice Gabriel Kolawole has ruled the trial of the former governor of Benue State. Gabriel Suswam will continue at the Federal High Court in Abuja. This follows an agreement by the Defense and Prosecution Council that the trial will continue at the Federal High Court. Suswam is standing trial for fraudulently diverting 9.7 billion naira from funds meant for the Subsidy Reinvestment and Empowerment Program, SHOPI.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. It's time for Business Stories with Fidelia Aguncha.
Thank you, Thelma. Nigeria Central Bank plans to sell $100 million at a special foreign currency auction. In a notice to commercial lenders, the CBN said the dollar auction would be for both spot and forward deals, which would be settled within the next 60 days. Nigeria has at least 6 different exchange rates, including a retail rate set by licensed exchange bureaus, the official and black market rate, and a window for investors where the naira can be traded at rates set freely between buyers and sellers. Meanwhile, the naira was quoted at 371.41 on the investors' window. Babatunde Fashola, Minister of Power, says the federal government has plans to supply more than 3 million prepaid meters. According to the minister, the federal government intervention program aims to combat the incapacity of electricity distribution companies to meter all houses of consumers across the country. Fashola, who also heads the Ministry of Works and Housing, said the contract for the supply of the meters has been awarded since 2003, but they were not supplied. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it has successfully reduced the price of automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, by 42% nationwide. The state oil firm made this known in a statement released over the weekend. Now, according to the NNPC, the reduction prices, which is the aftermath of key strategic interventions, saw the prices fall to 175 to 200 naira from 300 naira. Oil prices edged lower on Monday, weighed down by an expansion in U.S. drilling that has helped to maintain high global supplies despite an OPEC-led initiative to tighten the market by cutting production. Brent crude futures was down 16 cents at $47.21 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures was down 19 cents at $44.55 a barrel. Now, prices for both benchmarks are down around 14% since late May, when producers led by OPEC extended a pledge to cut output by 1.8 million barrels per day for an extra 9 months. That's all on business. More stories coming up. Stay tuned.
Relax. Yeah. Relax. That is my brother and I want him out of this station now.
We have proceeded.
Okay. Can I just see the IPO of this case? IPO. How are you?
No, welcome, sir.
That is my brother and I want him out of this station now.
Do you know the offense he has committed, sir?
What do you guys want for the weekend? Okay, let me see your DPO.
This way, sir.
Oh, better. You don't know who is here. That boy is my brother. And I want you to assist me to free him.
The man found the gun, confessed to robbery.
Things like this happen. 200,000 naira for you.
Are you bribing me?
500,000 naira.
Robbery suspect?
1 million naira.
That is corruption. Not allowed in this division.
1 million.
Remember,
police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Police say at least 79 people are either dead or missing and presumed dead following the fire that tore through the 24-story Grenfell Tower in London. Metropolitan Police Commander Stuart Candy told a press conference Monday that only 5 victims have so far been formally identified and the death toll may change. Fire swept through the 24-story block in North Kensington, West London on June 13th. Of those who were injured, 18 people remain in the hospital, with 9 of them in critical care. The government has promised a public inquiry and police have opened a criminal investigation into the matter. Unidentified gunmen killed 4 guests at the Mali luxury resort popular with Western expatriates just outside the capital, Bamako. One other guest is still missing since the attack. Mali Security Ministry identified one of the victims as French Gabonese. Security forces backed by French and UN troops mobilized quickly when the attack was underway, rescuing 36 residents, including 13 French citizens. Moving on to sports stories now, Sunshine Stars returned to winning ways by beating Gombe 2-1 in Ijebu-Ode. Abia Warriors, meanwhile, recorded their first ever win over Plateau United in the Nigerian Professional Football League. A brace from Shedrack Ashiegbu shook the league leaders until Hamza Owolabi scored a consolation goal for Plateau in the 80th minute. Despite the loss, United remained 5 points clear of El Kanemi at the top of the league table. Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter is defending Cristiano Ronaldo. The Real Madrid striker was accused of tax evasion just last week. According to Blatter, Ronaldo's situation is a consequence of common distrust in football compared to other elite sports. Spanish prosecutors had last Tuesday filed a formal lawsuit against the Real Madrid striker. According to prosecutors, the Portuguese used his business structure to defraud the state amounts nearing 13 million euros. Ronaldo has since denied the accusation. Florentino Perez will continue as Real Madrid's president till 2021 after winning a 3rd consecutive election uncontested. This will be his 5th spell as Real Madrid's chief since returning in 2009. Perez since that year has contested elections unopposed owing to the changes in the club's election policy. Well, that's all we have on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.